there is an article about the consequences of the Holocaust. Right? If you look on the first section, A3. Our students are from countries all around the world, so they're learning English as a second language. And basically we use the newspaper to help build a foundation of background knowledge that they need to continue their studies in English in different subject areas. And of course, this exposure to the rich language that the Times has. So the students, use the Times to build their vocabulary, but also to learn more about different subjects. And it's terrific for that.
It's different to use a book like at the newspaper, because in the newspaper we see more directly articles, information, because in the book we had to read a lot, to looking for. The newspaper is right there, we had to just read and discuss about that.
We are ESL students, and it's hard for us to understand the newspapers, the New York Times, and they teach us, look at the main ideas, they summarize the articles, and vocabulary words that we never hear about it. And then we had to understand and explain in the class about the topic of the articles, the main ideas, to understand better what it means.
We introduced them to the Times, the sections, and we said, well, read it. Even if you grasp 20–30%, that's a good start. Amazingly, after a little bit of immersion, they're very comfortable. They can't wait till they get their daily New York Times, and we see a nice, debate and conversation in the class or outside of the class. So we can see that, their discussions are being informed by what they are reading, and that is great.
I think that there is very good newspaper for improve our English, because have a lot of sophisticated words that we can learn and use in our daily life to talk with our friends, or applying in our essays, in our homework. It's very nice and educational for me.
There are a lot of words that I don't understand in my particular case, but it's good for me, because I go to the dictionary, I found a meaning, and I use those words in the article, and I put in my new vocabulary, and I can use it to write, to speak, and when I read again, I can understand, yeah.
I think also there's a certain pride in carrying the newspaper around. I mean, these students initially are intimidated. When we talk about we're going to use the newspaper in the program, you can tell they're a little fearful, and don't feel like, they see it, they know it's an important paper, they know that so-called educated people read it. They see, people who are well-heeled in the subways carrying the paper, but they don't think it's for them. And then I guess as they get comfortable using it, they like having it, and I think they like showing that they're reading it. It makes them feel important.
I think in general, use the New York Times is very good for us, especially for students, because we can learn, we can look for information that we need, that is always there, that we had to study and understand.
We have, a great teacher who is teaching us how to use it, and it's really helpful also for us, because it can improve my English and know what's going on. If I said what's going on, I'm talking about the news.
The people who are using it, after the initial, sort of trepidation about can our students handle it, find that it's a terrific experience. And students also, once they get over that initial fear that, this is too hard, find that, there's a lot here that connects with me.